Hey, Richard.
Well, good morning, ladies.
How are you?
I'm good. I owe Sonia an apology. I had to leave yesterday because I had a homeschool group that was coming in. So I had two homeschool groups yesterday,
Awesome.
Good.
which has been good. They've been very supportive in getting the word out to other homeschool groups. And so they love it because I do not do temperature checks or face masks for homeschool groups if they ask for it, because they want their kids to be kids. And so, and I figure homeschool group moms are probably the most relentless people as far as keeping them temperature checked and well, because I don't think they want to ruin it as far as in a homeschool group, knowing that they brought their kids that were sick. So
that's probably very smart, Richard. That's probably very smart. Well, thank you, and thank everybody that's here. It's so funny. Sonia and Krista and Krista are our sales team at TrainerTainment. I just want to brag on them, and if you've got a sales team, you better be bragging on your sales team. Ideally, these girls would be living day 4 of hurt feet on the trade show floor. Well, I guess day 3. We wouldn't have trade show on Monday at IAPA Girls, but by today, your feet, you've just said, well, okay, I'm going to live on like this. And if you had worn beautiful lady shoes, I promise by today you would have switched to your tennis shoes. And so I know all of us are missing IAPA, and just grateful to have kind of this trade show situation. If you walked up to my booth, I would not start pitching. I think that's a terrible way to sell, but from a showcase point of view, we weren't exactly sure how this would all work. And
we're in person, we'd be hugging you.
We would be hugging everybody.
Absolutely. So here, everybody, let's do that for just a second. Reach. Oh, that feels good. That feels so good. All right. So we got that out of the way. Let me show you just very quickly, and then we'll just throw it out there for you all to ask questions. Richard, you can be the example of all of the visitors in the room. So if something pops up for you, you ask on behalf. You are awesome. There you go. If you want to, oh, wait a minute. How do I show my screen? Let's see.
Think down on the bottom, the thing that looks like a screen. I think if you click on that, it'll be able to share your screen.
Perfect. All right, here we go then. I am going to show screen 2. All right. We have, oh wow, that's interesting. All right. Wow. Can you see my our website here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So very simply, if you're new to TrainerTainment, it's just as what I said at the panel. We're really obsessed with helping people who want to grow, and we think only people who have this extraordinary mindset about their life, their business, their well-being, those are the people that kind of fit in our space. And so if you're one of those folks, stay here. Let me show you a couple of things. We certainly have always had an online presence. We teach online. COVID has been interesting because everybody now has gotten used to this virtual way of being. And we have customers all over North America that we provide weekly and quarterly and monthly coaching and training. And we do it in this way. We absolutely go on site and work with folks. And then the ongoing piece in our coaching spaces. Our areas of expertise are in sales, and then service, obviously, and then leadership. We use a system called the Entrepreneurial Operational System, EOS, to run our own company. I started to say country. It might be a good idea to do that. But to run our own company, we have been using that system since 2014, more than doubled our sales and our profits and I think our reach and our ability to help folks. And that's our primary goal, is if we are in service to others and we're able to help, then we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. I'm an entrepreneur. The people in our company are very entrepreneurial minded. We are so passionate about working with people who basically went into their communities and tried to make something out of nothing. You know, you put something with an FEC, you put something that was not there. Nothing was in its place, and you rose it up, and we're working our way through. And many of us are going to survive and thrive. And it may not be tomorrow. We may just still be working our way through it, but we're here to help you do that. In our online Grow Academy, there are wonderful courses that are available. These courses, this PCQPC course is fabulous. It is the fundamental foundation to our sales system. I wrote a book last year called People Buy From People, and I still think that's true. And I know people buy online and click and buy and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, when the delivery happens, that's usually done by somebody. And so it's a great course. And then these other courses we think are so relevant. How do you deal with a difficult guest? How can we deliver better service, VIP guest service? We have a group sales course. This personality course is fantastic. This course is a fun course to use when you're trying to hire other people. Phone etiquette. I know we're still answering the phone, I think, at locations. And then party host training. This is a fundamental training. I promise we're going to get to hold parties again. And a lot of people, I think our Grow Academy and I think Express Training that has, I don't know, hundreds of training tools, videos, webinars, things that we've collected over the years that we use in our own training, just available to you to use with your team. It's a $24.99 monthly subscription. I think it's the best kept secret at TrainerTainment. I would love to personally invite all of you to attend on December 2nd and 3rd, our virtual conference. We had certainly planned for this to be an in-person event, and under the circumstances, no, we need to deliver it virtually. It's a fantastic experience. We're releasing a program called the Sales Pro System. I think there are 8 fundamental keys that can turn reservationists or sales amateurs or even good service people into sales professionals. We'll be covering that system. We'll be talking about mindset, which is one of the pillars of the Sales Pro system, how to prospect better and how to connect. So would invite any of you. And Sonia, I believe that if they sign up before Thanksgiving, we're going to send them our oh, I didn't open up just the store, did I? We're going to send them our new planner. So we do have a 2021 planner. Doesn't everybody want to plan for 2021? I want to quit thinking about 2020. So if you sign up for the virtual clinic, we're going to send you one of our 2021 planners. It's fabulous. It's got scripts. It's got marketing. It's got tracking. It helps set you. It provides you one of the right tools to.
Hey Beth, we've got
Yes,
a question in the chat.
Oh, great.
From Mike. He said he's looking for advice and guidance on how to start over essentially with our staff. We're an FEC
fabulous.
in New York that remains closed. We anticipate a 90% turnover in employees when we are finally going to open again.
Okay. Fantastic question, Mike. I really think that what you'll want to do is have a job fair audition situation, just like you were reopening. And I do think that re-grand opening, we talked about doing that as we went through the first round. And, you know, it was like people just got the doors back open again. Instead of, Richard, did you do a big re-grand opening or did you just get open and run?
Small re-grand opening, but then we had to shut back down in
July. It says there's a network error. I don't know if he fell off for a minute.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. He'll be back. But I know, so job fair auditions, I was just typing into Mike about job fair and auditions, how cool of a program it is.
Yeah, I think that that's exactly what I would do. We have the most current version of our Building Great Teams book on sale for $29.99. I think you can just download the electronic copy of it, and it tells you the two-step process. So for about 3 weeks, you would announce on your social sites, even get a big sign for the front of your building that says job fair coming soon, so that people will stay connected and interested in what's coming. And so you have the job fair on one weekend, and then the next weekend you hold auditions. And the book lays that out. You can certainly talk to Chris or Sonia. We have a fantastic program to help you deliver it. And we've been doing that. I mean, one of the things that's been going on that TrainerTainment's been able to do is we are absolutely helping people get back open. We had several new locations in the pipeline, and so they just kept moving forward. We do quite a bit of work with Urban Air, and we do most of their job fair and auditions. There's a stark difference between the locations that follow that process and the locations that don't. And Sonia's headed out today or tomorrow? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
To a place where we know that they have more than 600 people who filled out applications. And so you're doing the job fair portion on Saturday, and then the audition piece. And Mike, I'm not trying to be evasive at all, but it is such a good process. In the 90-minute audition process, we put, and it's been funny with COVID, so we're putting 15 to 20 people together. In past days, we put 20 to 30 people together, but you gotta physically distance folks. And anyway, they try out. They have 5 different hoops they have to jump through. They introduce themselves and they do something that is memorable. I literally had a girl one time say, "Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm in the opera," and which stunned me. I didn't know they had opera at high school. And she did this, la 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 la, and it was terrible, but it was funny and it was fun. And I could remember her. It made her stand out. And then there are several other things that show their leadership, that show their creativity, that show their willingness to do the work. There's no way any of us would spend 90 minutes with a 16-year-old trying to get a job. But if I can do 20 of them at one time and have them try out for their position, and I didn't think of this on my own, Disney's been making their people try out for their jobs since their inception. So that's what I would recommend. Very long answer to a great question, Mike. What else?
And Richard, if he could share, I can't hear Richard. I can't hear Sonia either. And so Richard, I think, was talking. And so he might want to share.
She just cut me off, Beth.
It's just my computer for some reason.
What?
That's okay.
She just doesn't, the love's not there. I'm just saying.
Well, go. Say what you got, man.
You'd asked about Greno. We had a small one, but then we had to close back down. And then we had another small one in August. So,
okay.
And one of the successful things that I use, responding back to Mike over there in New York, I work with a lot of local high schools and the small community college, Austin Community College here, and they help me coordinate job fairs at their place. So,
okay.
And when you need that many, having that extra help might be beneficial.
That's great. That's great. Did we lose Mike completely? No, he's still there, maybe. Okay, good.
He's there.
Oh, you muted yourself.
No, Sonia, she's trying to help me. She said, interesting, appreciate it. Mike did, so he's good.
Oh, good. Good. Oh, good. And I can see a whole bunch of people here. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Kelly, Kimberly. There's so many people. I can't even call them all out. Peter, I don't know. Did I go to... Oh, I'm not in the showcase. Now I'm in the showcase. Phil Pritchard, very good. Haunting Visions. Did you get to do Halloween, Phil? I don't know how to help people. The Castle Fun Center. David, David Knobstrop, how are you doing? I saw you got to go to Cancun. I'm so jealous. I wish I got to go to Cancun. All right. Well, Sonia, since Chris, are you able to speak?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Perfect. Well, Krista, talk about what you've been talking to customers about. I know both of you are asking people what their how they envision their training or coaching needs as we move into the future, as we, I guess, get vaccinated and get back to, I don't even know. I don't think normal is anything. I don't even know that we know how to define normal anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I think the thing is now is that people, I don't think they even know, right? And so really when I call, I call and I'm checking in just to see how are they doing? How are they holding up? And the question I ask is, what are you doing as far as training your team? And so some I get is training, and then some I go, "Oh, let me tell you," because everyone's in such a different state, not like physically,
Sure,
but phases.
sure.
And so what I'm hearing is we're trying to keep our team pumped up.
Yeah,
And that's a really cool thing. But the thing that I'm most excited about is into the new year, or when people get grand opened again, they're
yeah.
talking about like really amping up that training. And I think the biggest thing that I tell people when I'm on the phone is like, don't wait. And I get
Uh-huh.
financially that's the hurt. And so I'm always asking, well, what can we do? Because from a TrainerTainment standpoint, I mean, we do on site, we do online, and we do ongoing, right? And so there's been so much virtual training we could do. I
Mm-hmm.
just truly believe that there is something we can do for everyone. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just really believe if we know more of what it is they're looking for,
What the
how can
need
we
is.
fit in? Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. I would invite any of you to type into the chat box what you believe your greatest training opportunity or challenge. I mean, Mike, you were perfect about how do I get a new team in place, and that's step one. I would also ask, how do you know who the right team is? Do you have core values? Have you determined? We do this exercise that's so fun a lot of times, where you jot down, what does your ideal team player look like, right? What do they look like? What do they walk like? What do they talk like? What do they smell like? And everybody out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. But if you if you think about the very best person you ever had to work with, whether it was a peer and you were working alongside them, or if it was somebody that was working for you, if you would take a minute and just jot down all the things about that human that made them so wonderful to work with, inside there are the things that you value in a team member. And I would tell you to begin to filter the people you bring into your organization. One of the benefits of this situation is you got an opportunity for a do-over if you've not got the ideal staff that you want. It was amazing. I thought yesterday on Peer Talk that we had a young woman that came from the hotel sales industry, and those people are destroyed. And so for us in the family entertainment center industry, that means, oh hey, we got a whole bunch of sales professionals that have now become available. And she's going to be a great resource. She worked in a large management company organization and said it out loud. I know lots of people who are out of work, and I mean, I
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
some of that
We found her
was
through
like fresh eyes as well, like group
Yes.
her
and
boss or
group
her
sales.
owner, signed her up for that, and she's excited to take in and get her
That's
onboarding,
right.
and then
That's
she's going to come
exactly
to
right.
conference.
But Sonia,
Which is
yeah,
fun.
you were
Yeah.
saying about fresh eyes.
I was just saying that, yeah, right now sales are, like if you've been doing group sales in the past, and like things are changed right now in this climate, and so having a new, like the new salespeople and new ideas and new things too, is, you could tell she was very passionate and had some great ideas that she shared with us on the call yesterday of things that she's already thinking to do. So I think that would be another positive to that as well too, because people right now are a little frustrated that sales are
she didn't have any.
we're not booking our Christmas
Yeah, she didn't have
parties
any
and
of that
doing our
frustration.
things,
She said,
but,
I have an awareness that a group
what
of
are we gonna
6
do?
is the very best thing. Like she had it in her mind that that was a good thing to do for the business. It was a good thing to do for the customer. And it was a good thing to do for her own salesmanship, just understanding that 6 is still a group. You know, if you had to rejigger and have a birthday party that lives large in these times and in these days, it might be that 6 is the max. It might be that a birthday party to go from your center is the very best thing that you can do for your community. And you know what you can do? If you're skating, if you're bowling, if you're laser tag, if you're mini golf, you can put those, you can put those passes in that birthday party to go. It was one of the best ideas we got right out of the gate. Dennis, I can't even take credit for it. Dennis over in Washington, they are jammed up big time for a long time. And how wonderful it was for them to push that parties to go out in their community. So what other interesting ideas have you guys heard? I know Jenna, I see Jenna on here. Jenna, can Jenna figure out how to be in the showcase here? And I put her on like we had Richard.
She just has to request to come into the panel. Yeah.
Jenna, if you're there, request and come into the panel, because what Jenna did is she made some crazy big changes to her party system. She engaged us to help her. We've helped Jenna along the way, along the years, and she kicks and screams a little bit like, "Oh, Beth, will that work?" And I'm like, "Well, I think so." Won't you try it? And she did, and just has had success kind of beyond her I won't say wildest dreams, but her own expectation. And sometimes that's what it just takes, right? Is somebody to help you think it a little bit bigger than you might have been thinking it for yourself. Because you can only, we can only think as big as we can think. And so having somebody from the outside can help an awful lot. So anyway. Other questions? Anybody have specific questions, concerns? I can pop over and talk to you about coaching. I think yeah, go ahead.
I think that would be good. Only, because that's one of the things that we talked about this week on Transformation Tuesday. And if you go over into our booth, when we're not in there, you see our faces, you'll see that there's just this amazing, one of the women that we coach, I don't coach, Beth coaches, her company. And she just has just so many amazing things I've never heard, but I was like, I want to get coached. I mean, just really. And in the company, it's so funny because the company I worked for prior to coming to Beth, coaching was a bad thing. Like if you got coached, it was like an accountability bad thing. It was like marked against you. Yeah. And so it's just interesting when I say that, I kind of go, ooh, but coaching's wonderful.
Well, it is. It is. I started TrainerTainment in 2005, and I would say we built the company based on sales coaching. It was where my area of expertise lied. I had the experience on site as a sales manager, a couple of places here in the DFW area, and then a sales director for a large chain. And so that's just what I knew. And in my mind, I was just helping other locations. And we have built what I would classify as a world-class sales coaching and business coaching platform. A shout out, I don't think she's here, but I'll give her credit, to Mandy Hawes. We had called our business coaching Business Solutions in the beginning. And I was working with Mandy. I was coaching Mandy, and she said, why don't you call that business coaching? Because that's really what you're doing here. And I thought, that's right. And in '08, I got into Vistage and really got, formalized coaching way. And so although I had been doing coaching and sales training, which is what I thought I was doing, when I got coached, I realized the level of impact that it had on my life. I know it's funny, that word's funny, because mentorship has I hadn't even thought about that, Krista, about that coaching could mean you were in trouble. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, the coaching can be that you're in trouble, and that mentorship meant that you were making an investment and that you were growing.
Yep.
So that's a very interesting concept. We may have to talk about that some more. Should be the sales mentorship program and the business mentorship program. We may need to think about that.
Who would have thought? Just $1,000,000 ideas just come
Just
out.
pop up. Yeah. Because I mean, I played sports. I played tennis. I bowl. One of my dearest friends in the world is Susie Minshew, who's a world-class two-time gold level certified coach in bowling. And so that's, if you've invested in yourself to get coaching, that should be considered a good thing. When you invest in your people to get coaching, to get training, I think it creates some loyalty. And I think people hesitate sometimes to get coached or to provide training because they think, well, in hospitality, the turnover is so big and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, well, if I spend the money on them and they don't stay, then what? Well, what if you if you don't spend the money on them and they do stay? If you don't make the investment, because I'm telling you, it's an ongoing. I own a training and coaching company, and I'm always open to you guys getting training and coaching. We provide a training and development budget. I've read articles that say at least 1% of your revenue ought to be laid out to use to train and coach and develop. And people do things like go to seminars and things like that. You can spend that money any way you want, but that investment, I think, is very necessary. So anyway, I'm curious, what's anybody doing? What are you planning for training and coaching? Or are you just simply trying to get them out on the floor and get your place open?
Cross training has been the name of the game.
Oh yeah.
And I think I think it's wise to do that. But at the same time, my question always to operators is, I'm cool with that. I was a cross-trained person. I did everything except mechanic in a bowling center, right? My dad always said, always look busy, and I get it. But my question is, are they prepared to do the job that you're asking them to do? Are you going and getting someone from the snack bar to go run a birthday party? Does that make sense? Do they know what they're doing? That's your most profitable, one of your most profitable things, if not the most profitable, besides games, right? Like, have you armed them with the knowledge to go and do a great job?
That's great. That's great.
Do you see this here, Beth, that Jenna posted that her staff has access to TrainerTainment's online training, so express training. So whenever they have some downtime, that they feel empowered and that they're learning and they're working on it themselves. That's pretty awesome. Express training. That was some of the things that you showed at the beginning in case somebody's hopped on since then.
That's awesome. I finally figured out how to get to the right chat bar, so now I can see what people are saying. Duh. I love what Adam said. He's been talking to folks about gift cards instead of holiday parties. That's perfect. A business that does a holiday event for 20 people, they're not going to do it this year. Spin it and have them buy gift cards. It'll just help for Q1 of next year. Adam, I think that's a great idea Thank you for posting that up there. So
it would be a motivation for, or help them get out of the funk kind of thing, delivering fun to their employees, because they're not going to be able to do a celebration, but you could spin it and name it something else and make it something that people would really think about. Like, you need that grabber to get them to go, ooh, that's a great idea for our employees.
What if you took the party to them?
Yeah.
Like, take a bunch of Nerf guns, I don't know, whatever you have in redemption, and take the party to them, include, gift cards, things like that.
Great idea. That's a great idea. Phil Pritchard said they're a new company and hoping to finally open in the UK next year. Kelsey was here. She and her husband, Peter, same thing. And I got to tell you, Phil, the new projects, we call it NCP in our company, the new center projects have been the thing that have been the most hopeful and the most helpful in our minds, because new center projects always have a lot of things to overcome, and so it's not really all that different for them. They always have delays and holdbacks and stuff. So hopefully it will be something that will get there pretty darn soon. So girls, what's a question that you get asked when you're talking to people, or is there a burning question you'd like to ask me that that you want to do that and just put me on the spot this second? I can do it. I can handle it.
I would say, being in a time like this, remember back to I guess my question is, what was your hardest time in sales?
Easy answer. So, well, maybe right now. No. I'll tell you what, I sold InterCard for, oh, good. Cheryl's got a question too. I sold InterCard for a number of years, and it was when debit cards weren't cool. You were having to explain it to people about how to fire the game up with the cards and stuff like that. And I did not close anything for 10 months, and it was terrible. I all but quit. And my dear friend, y'all have seen him on Peer Talk, Jeff Ernst, his dad, Jim, they did games. They were the game distributors for Gaddy. And they bought my first system and bought millions of dollars worth of debit cards from then on. And I got another big client with the Air Force and things like that. So things happened, and it's kind of what I've been coaching you guys about, is that this is a time where you're building your sales muscle that eventually it's going to really, really pay off. And so if you're in sales out there now, keep going. Cheryl, you did not know I had an InterCard background. That is so funny. So what's your question, Cheryl? What's your question? I sold Ideal also too. Thanks, Adam. All right. I'm scared.
Is she asking?
Can you talk?
She said she just has to request audio.
Okay. Yeah. We'll put you up here.
While we're waiting for her, Beth, I'll ask you a question, and then if she gets on, then you can. So I think a lot of customers that I hear talk with they're in a time where they're trying to figure out outbound calls, and should they be making sales calls, and right now it's not a time for sales, and I'm doing 10 other things, so I don't really have time to focus on the sales piece of it, because it's not having immediate payoff what they're looking for. So what can you share with people about what the mindset should be?
Double down. Do more than you've done in the past. I know, and almost everybody here knows, that the easiest way is to respond to inbound calls, and that's the funnest way. That's the most rewarding way, but you need to double down. I have a favorite proprietor, a wonderful business owner here in the Dallas Oh,
I don't know why it kicked her off, but I'll tell her to type it.
okay. I have a wonderful proprietor that's here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and his staff communicated with their customers that they had direct access to. So league bowlers, people who've had parties in the past in that time period, they called everybody. The first time they were shut down, they called everybody 2 times. And when he got ready to open and he had a big opening, it just did great. And he got he got right back to normal business and all that kind of stuff. So they're distracting me over there. Sonia has a stack of books. Everyone should own that.
They should own all of these. So what the heck is EOS?
That's a good one. And then of course this is the one Cheryl's really bragging on.
Right. Get a grip. This is the easier version for people like me that like stories. And then of course the most important one, which was on top, is the People Buy from People from our Beth Stanley.
Thank you. Yeah,
and the great thing about that book, Beth, is that Krista has a great testimonial on our website. We have all gone through the training. We've all done different courses and different things on it. And immediately when we were done, we were able to take something with us and use it immediately and know, like, oh my gosh, I just used that. Even if you've done sales for a long time or you're just doing it, like, this is a great book and a great program because it refreshes things and it reminds you of, oh, I quit doing that and this is why I need to do it again. So there's a lot of, it looks like Cheryl's coming on now.
There we go.
A lot of good information in the book, and I'm excited about the conference coming up in December where we start to talk about it.
Well, I did plus so she could come on. I don't know what happened.
She has to, I don't know. Her audio and everything has to connect.
All right. Well, I'm dying for her question. And I'm impressed that I gave her a piece of information that she didn't know about. I didn't just work for Intercard, Cheryl. I worked 18 months or so for Ideal Software as well. I did. I
was thinking about something you'd said. Where's the best place to get those books, Beth?
So Amazon, there she is. You have Amazon, you made it. If you have Amazon Prime, Chris, that's the fastest way. If you want an autographed, if you want my book autographed, I certainly have some, and you can just go order it on the TrainerTainment site, and I'll autograph it and send it to you if you want it that way. But Amazon's easy, and I'm so excited. The Audible book is coming very soon as well. And then there's also the Kindle version. So if you subscribe to Kindle, you can get that as well. So, all right, Cheryl, you're on, girl. I love your backdrop there. Talent and hustle. I love that.
And
execution and persistence. Fabulous.
Okay, so it took me so long to get here. Pardon?
You look skinnier. I noticed that yesterday. COVID-19 worked the opposite way for you. It looks like that it worked for you.
You like that COVID-19 or whatever.
Oh, that's good.
Let's walk. Yeah.
Okay.
Question.
So what's your question? I'm dying to hear it.
So it was really, first I wanted to have a couple of comments. One was, everybody that's watching, Sonia, who shared those books, should go on right now and get the book. Second is, I want to remind people that you've got this great conference coming up, because I hadn't announced and you stole my thunder on that. 3, it's okay. It's so cool. 3, did you want to tell people that if they register now, they get your awesome planner?
Oh, yes. Perfect. Thank you. See, you're really good at retail stuff there, Cheryl. That's really good. I always need you to help me with that. The planner is fantastic, and I'm sorry I don't have a version of it to show it to you, but oh my God, Vivian does an amazing job on the planner. It's got marketing thoughts in the 12-month calendars. We've got scripts. We've got daily tracker. Did I talk to somebody? Did I have a meaningful conversation? Did I sell them something? And it's split into groups and birthdays and goal setting. It's really a terrific piece. So, and it's free if you sign up for the conference before Thanksgiving. Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome. So here's a question.
Okay.
It was not the original one, but this is just one that if we have a few minutes to talk about. These have been struggling times for a lot of people, and you know I love gamification. What ideas do you have to keep everybody motivated and make it more of a game and a contest, even if it's just one little old person sitting at their house? Not old, just one person. Sorry, that was the old.
That is a really great question, and I have no idea if I have a really good answer for it. I'm writing an article right now for one of the magazines, and that's the topic. How do I keep my team motivated? And so if you've got great gamification ideas, I'd throw that right back to you and have you answer it, because I suspect you've got some really good ideas.
So I will share with you that even when we had our location, every month we had a different game, contest, fun thing. So, all right, we missed Thanksgiving, so you can't do the feathers on the turkey, but it's time for the holidays coming up. You can do a Christmas tree, and for every group that you want them to get, you put the ornament on the Christmas tree.
Oh, nice.
And then when they get that, they can pick it off the Christmas tree and put it on. And then when you fill your thing, I don't know, I could give you probably 20, but I wanted to.
So now that you say that, that helps spur me on. One of the most fun things we've done in birthday planning, for instance, is to take a cake and have them put candles on the cake every time they booked a party. And so then all week long and then all month long and all quarter long, they're building their cake. We've seen them use balloons. So there's a giant balloon bouquet, and it just, that's a way to do that. The thing I love too, Cheryl, is can we get our people talking to our customers? And if there was a way to gamify that, one of the things we want people to do is learn folks' names. And we deal with so many bowling centers that if they have league, those folks are coming in week after week. And there's no reason why our staff shouldn't be able to walk up and say, Cheryl, good to see you this week. They can look up on the monitor and see your darn name, and that they should be committing that to memory. So thank you. I did have some of those, but I didn't have it when you had to jog my memory. Do you recommend any particular podcasts? I'm not a big podcast listener. I'm a big reader, Chris. I can recommend thousands of good books. Candy's our podcast guru. Are you, Sonia, Cheryl, are y'all podcasters at all?
I'm not the biggest podcaster, but I tell everybody listen to Attraction Pros.
Oh, yes.
I would tell them to listen to Joel Manby launched his new podcast that is amazing. I could probably come up with a list of 10. I'm at the studio. I don't have my podcast list, but I'm with you, Beth. I'm a voracious reader.
That's
reader. I would say that my most motivating podcast right now is Wednesdays, our Peer Talk.
No kidding. No.
That is
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peer Talk has been quite. If you guys don't know about Peer Talk, you can go right to our website, and it's about third down on the front page. Sign up for it because it's a forum where we get together just like this, and we're all on screen. And you've got the opportunity to find out what people are doing, how they're doing. There's a good idea. There's a good idea every single week, at least one, and it's worth the price of admission, which happens to be $0. So I think it's way worth more than the price of admission. What I should have said. So I think our showcase is supposed to be done at 10 o'clock. So there's probably another panel. So I don't want y'all to miss.
Anyway.
And we'll go. Cheryl, it was really nice to have you featured on our showcase. We're going to go to our booth, and we'd love to see you there.
If I go to your booth, do I win one of the EOS books?
Sonia, get Cheryl's. get Cheryl's
Cheryl,
mailing.
send me your information on my email. It's SONYA@TrainerTainment, and I'll
what the heck is DOS, and a little love note in the front.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys. We'll see you in the booth.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.